The Honorable Reverend Swart.
Thank you, House Chair. Arising from your response, Honourable Deputy President, the ACDP, and I'm sure all of us in Parliament are deeply concerned about missing Constitutional Court deadlines for remedial legislation. Deputy President, you indicated 9 have deadlines and 3 have been tabled. Now, in that recent Constitutional Court ruling, for the first time ever, the Constitutional Court ordered that the Minister of Home Affairs and his DG must personally pay parts of the costs, which means that bill fell through the cracks. And the court, in expressing its discomfort and upset with what was said that the DG had attempted to blame its delay on COVID pandemic and the fired Parliament, although this had taken place 24 months past the deadline. And there was also comment about Parliament, which obviously on the face of it, that there was campaigning for re-election seemed to be more important to members than meeting the deadline for the enactment of remedial legislation. What mechanisms can we put in place from the executive to ensure Constitutional Court deadlines are met to avoid such judgments? Thank you.
Thank you. Let's avoid preambles so that we don't run over with time. The Honorable the President.
Thank you very much, Honorable House Chairperson. We continue to look at mechanisms to improve. Obviously, what we did from March this year, as I indicated earlier, I do write letters to all ministers, ask them if they have priority legislation, and indicate to them the deadlines that we put in place, particularly after discussion with presiding officers. And I must say that most of the ministers do keep to those deadlines, including legislation that must be passed as required by the constitutional law, the Constitutional Court. So, my inclination, Honorable House Chairperson, is that all the legislation that have gone, or all the bills that have gone through Cabinet, will definitely be passed before the end of the term of this Parliament, because, as I said, all of them are currently now being processed. Of course, it means a lot of work for Parliament, because we are going towards the end. We're going to try in the coming term that most of this legislation should come in much earlier than later in the year. But we as Cabinet have now processed everything that needed to be processed. Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Thank you very much, House Chairperson.